So I see you're doing dehydrating corn. So I thought you liked peas or mixed vegetables better. So what happened with the?
Well, today when we went out to shopping, and on the way back, well, before we come back, I was thinking, remember yesterday I was watching this Pepper, Southern Pepper One,
Uh-huh.
and he has this thing called Boots on the Ground.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what it is that people from around the country, or maybe even from another country as well, they will write in, email him about what's going on in their neck of woods, how, if anything that stick out, that affects your daily life or whatever. And people would call, email in about this coming up short, that coming up short, or things that you need to watch out for, or if there's a good deal, whatever,
Yeah.
or people are losing their jobs, businesses are closing up the shop. But anyhow, yesterday he mentioned that somebody wrote to him about the frozen vegetables, saying that now that they are running out of the frozen vegetables, and the next season is going to be a long time to come because things are not growing as the way it should. And I mean, that's not his words, but that's just kind of what I got, right? So I say, well, okay, maybe it's just another conspiracy, like what a lot of people like to say. So I say, well, okay, can we stop at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and check? And before we even went in, I'm thinking in my head, I have some mixed vegetables, already put away, dehydrated, put away, and I start doing some peas, and corn is not necessarily my top favor for frozen vegetables. So I say, well, you know what? I think I'm going to go for more peas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I walked into Kroger here, and what I noticed is that where they usually have the mixed vegetables and the peas, they were gone. They were filled with something else. And usually if they just ran out, the sticker will still be there. The price sticker will still be on.
So when they get them in stock, they can just replace.
That's right. But this time the sticker was gone and was replaced with something else altogether different.
Huh.
And price was a lot higher too. Okay, I didn't look at what they are, but I noticed that the price went from like $2.39 to $3 something, or almost $4. And I didn't even bother to look what they are.
Wow.
So I went and I looked, and only thing they have left was this frozen corn.
Oh my goodness.
So I bought a few of them, and usually I put 2 bags, which is 4 pounds in the 4 layers, of here in the dehydrator. So basically, these are gone, and what they're replacing with, which, like I say, I didn't pay attention, but the price was a whole lot higher. I know, just by looking at it, I think it's more than 50% higher, and that's if they were the same items. So anyhow,
so
there you
not
go.
only is things coming up missing or unavailable, it's getting more expensive.
Of course. And I think that what happened is a lot of times the business will sell out their old stocks at whatever the price that they got it for, in order to, and then whatever to replace it, they either change the packaging and then change the price all at the same time, so that you might not even notice the difference. You just know, oh, the ones I usually buy they don't have it anymore. And when you're looking at different packaging, you don't think about the difference in price. So here we go.
So you think he was on the money?
I think he's on the money, but most people would say it's a conspiracy, but who knows, but I'm glad that I bought some, and that I'm glad I put some away, and I hope everybody have that same, sense of urgency. And people would say, well, you why you want to waste the money stocking up? You just go buy it, and this and that. Well, yeah, you could, but what happened? People don't realize that for each pack I buy, right now I only pay $2.39, right? So if it goes up to, say, just $3, that's 61 cents higher than what it was before. And let's just say it's $2.40 versus 60 cents.
Right.
Okay, that's 25% increase in price. And that's the reason why that they don't want you to know math. You have no idea that your same bag of corn, if it goes from $2.40 to $3, and that's if you still get the same amount of corn. That's a 25% increase right there and right there.
Right.
But seems like, if I remember correctly, it's a whole lot more than $3 on the signs that I see. So there you go.
Well, I guess it's a good thing you were stocked up before and dehydrated them and.
Well, you know, whenever I remember to buy them and
You had a few bags of mixed vegetables, a few bags of peas, whatever.
And you know, but you know, just that you may think that you spend the money unwisely, but in the long run you wind up saving yourself money.
Yeah.
Well, now it's more like, okay, not just that you have to pay more for it, but sometimes maybe when it becomes unavailable, you may have money, but the item is not available. And I think that's what happened to a lot of the restaurants had to go, you know, had to shut down their business. Is not because they don't want to do business, but they couldn't even buy the items,
Right.
the ingredients, you know. And same thing when you're trying to cook, and then I ran out of this, I ran out of that. How you gonna cook? You know, a lot of people don't think ahead of time, and now you don't have things that you need, you know. And honestly, frozen vegetable is not my favorite, and dehydrated vegetables definitely not my favorite. But then again, you have to think about it. Well, okay, you know, canned goods takes up a lot of room, frozen vegetables takes up a lot of room, but dehydrated vegetables don't take up much room, because these two bags, which is 4 pounds of corn, once I dehydrate it, it fits in a quart jar.
Right.
And so that means that one quart jar could probably last me, say, four meals. You know, and if I could use them in the soup, I could use them in the stew. I could rehydrate them and use it just as a regular corn, you know,
Right.
with the salt and butter.
Side dish
Yeah.
for a regular meal.
Yeah. You know. So there you go. You know, if you see frozen vegetables, buy them, dehydrate them, put them away.
Or if you see canned vegetables on sale, get them.
Oh yeah, because those are the easiest, because they're ready to eat.
Right.
Even if you cannot heat them up, you know. And the jars are so expensive right now that you're better off with the canned one. And worst comes to worst, if you have a bonfire, you know, you could throw a can in there, you know. Of course, of course, you know, you have to be careful. Make sure you open it so that, you know.
It doesn't explode on you.
Yeah. But you know, you have to think of what is the worst, and how you're gonna overcome that.
Yeah. So speaking of canning, besides this, what are you working on? I think I saw you set up for some canning stuff.
Shrimp.
Shrimp? Oh, that's interesting. All right, we're going to come back and we'll see how she's doing her canning of shrimp. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, so we are back and we're seeing what she's working on now as far as canning goes, and she says she's doing shrimp. So tell us about that.
Well, last week, Kroger has these big shrimp on sale for basically $12 for 2 pounds, $6 a pound. And I bought 2 bags, which is 4 pounds. And I decided to go ahead and can them because I was canning pork loin last week, and I have room. So I decided to go ahead and do that, and never done it before.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, let me try it. And here's the results. And this is the regular mouth pint jar. And it gave, actually I was able to put 35 shrimp in there, which is, you know, more than enough for us for one meal.
Right.
You know. And I season it, and then I put it in there. And I only add a little bit of water, maybe to here before I can them. So between the juice it provide, it almost covered the shrimp. But anyhow, so Tuesday night you asked me on the way home, you asked me, do I need to stop at the grocery store? Nah, forget it, you know. And then I said, then you mentioned something, and I go, oh no, shrimp sale will be over tomorrow. So I decided to go in and I grabbed 4 bags. Well, one thing lead to another. Now, you know, like so many days later, today is Friday already. So anyhow, I let them thaw out in the refrigerator, and I drain them, then I marinate them in my homemade seasoned salt, you know, which got garlic powder and onion powder, and then I put that in there, and I add a shot of gin. Yeah, you know, people think that you don't, you know, why you want to cook with gin, but believe it or not, gin actually make the shrimp taste so much better.
Wow.
As versus any other liquor. But anyhow, then I put some dill wheat in it, and little salt, you know, I mean a little black pepper, and what was it? Oh, little soy sauce and a little bit of sesame oil. And that's what they look like after I marinate them for overnight. So I'm layering them in the jar here. And so I'm layering, I'm layering in there so that I could get the most in there. And of course I already lost count on this jar here. I have no idea how many I have in here. But, you know, as you can see, I'm trying to layer in.
Well, you're trying to get up to a certain level anyway, right? So.
Well, I'm trying to get the most I could get in there so that, you know, it doesn't use up as many jars, you know, because you never complain too much of shrimp, right?
No.
The only complaint you might have is not enough, right?
That is true.
So I'm trying to put as many in there as I can. Maybe the next jar I'll count it. So basically it's about, like, you know, to the right here, right, this line, they usually call that, they call that the collar of the jar.
Yep.
Oh, that usually about 1 inch from the top. So look like I could stuff one more in here somewhere. Yep, that's one more. So see.
Nice.
So I'm going to finish, and I'll try to count it, and I'll let you know how many shrimp I actually could get it in here.
Now, when you're canning them, you doing it basically the same way as you've been doing everything else?
Yeah, if you do pressure canning, a pint jar is 75 minutes, a quart jar is 90 minutes. It doesn't matter what you put in. Well, except milk. Or, you know, or milk and cheese and whatever, you know, but those are like not FDA approved, or, you know, they don't recognize that as safe to do, but you know, some people can milk, you know, and I did try them, you know, but that's totally different story. But with any other raw meat or cooked meat for that matter, everything, if you use the pressure canner, pretty much you're looking at 75 minutes.
Meat or vegetables or anything like that, it's all the same?
Mostly we're talking about meat and fish, seafood, I mean. Meat, any kind of meat, chicken, you know, pork, beef. But the seafood, whether it's fish or shrimp, whatever you want to can. And even like when you make soup, like if you make soup or whatever, 75 minutes for a quart. I mean for pint.
Pint, okay.
And then 90 minutes for a quart.
Right.
And this is what I did. I processed these. I pressure can these with the pork.
Right.
You know.
Or at the same time. With
at the same time. Okay. Yeah. You know, and they seem to look pretty good.
Now
but
this is the first time you've done shrimp, right?
Yes,
or that was the first time, right?
Yes.
So we don't know what it tastes like yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I was, you know, you don't want any failure. But when I did this, I was hoping that one of the shrimp would be failure, so I could try it right away.
But you had no failures.
But I had no failure this time. so we'll see.
Yeah. We'll do another video on the reveal.
So when I get all done putting in the jar, we'll get to the canning.
All right, we'll be back. All right, so got the shrimp canned up. So what do you think?
Well, the pressure canner was giving me a hard time last night. Even though I was right here, every time I turn around, either the pressure goes all the way up, or it goes all, like losing pressure to the point where it went down to 10, between 10 and 11 pounds. And for our altitude, really should stay at 11, but at least it didn't go below 10, So I had to spend many times adjusting it, maybe because my canner was not as full as it should be. Okay, but anyhow, when it came out, two jars don't look too good, and I thought that I was gonna have two failure, but as you could see, every one of them, it went down, so it apparently vacuum okay.
Okay.
But how do you test to see if it's a good success or not? You go by the tapping the lid. That's like almost like a salad sound. That's the one that is not quite good. See if you could.
What about this one?
No, that one's good.
'Cause that one seems.
No, that's good.
That one seems like dull.
Yeah. So I will treat this one as a failure,
Okay.
since we need a failure to see how the shrimp tastes.
Yes. I was gonna say I feel bad that you have a failure, and so that we
let's see.
might need to try it just in case to see how it tastes.
And let's see the lid. Like say, okay, that's a success. Let's see if we could do that with this one. Well, you could, but the sound I didn't trust it. So let's see if we could open it.
Oh, wow.
That was too easy.
Yeah. Was it? Still
That was
had a
too
good
easy.
suction though.
Yes, but it's too easy. So let's see that's what it looked like.
Hang on, let's get closer here. Looks good.
But
I don't know how the lighting is, if it
as you can
helps or
see,
not, but
I pinch it with the chopsticks and already break apart. See. Now here, you taste it.
Mushy, but good flavor. Yeah, it's definitely mushy. But you know what? It would still go good with rice or even by itself.
I think this is something that you probably only best is to put on the salad.
I wouldn't even bother with that. I just eat it right out the jar. Just the way it is.
No.
Well, that's what you would do. I would do something different.
But of course, the broth, you could save the broth for, like, say, ramen noodles, instant noodles, to flavor it up. Or you could use it to make soup out of it.
Yeah.
So it's edible.
Yeah, I think it works. It still works, even though it is mushy. But I think it would still help in an emergency.
Yes.
Definitely. Like I said, it still has good flavor, even though it's mushy. But that's all right for me. I'll eat it.
But but even at $6 a pound, I'm not real sure that I would continue to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this might be it.
You've done it this way just because you wanted to practice and see how it works.
It's workable. Now, if you're able to come across the shrimp for a lot less than $6 a pound, and that was on sale even. Okay, so that means that otherwise they are like $9 a pound.
So, other than freezing, I think your next best preservative technique would be the dehydration.
Yeah. Or, like if you have freeze dryer, I think freeze dry would be really
Probably
good.
freeze dryer would be good, but
I don't want to spend $3,000 for a freeze dryer to just freeze dry something like this. I hope we don't need 30 years worth of food.
Yeah.
Food that will last 25, 30 years.
Right.
I hope that the food we need only for a few months.
Yes.
So let's keep it that way.
If that,
Yeah. So it's a success.
Yeah, I'd say it's a success.
But would I do it again? Most likely not.
It was something good to try.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
we need to try it and see how it worked.
I think if I come across $5 a pound shrimp, we just do shrimp scampi, shrimp etouffee,
Yeah,
shrimp gumbo,
yeah.
whatever.
All of them.
Yeah,
All the
so just
above.
eat them.
Yep.
Just eat them. Enjoy them while they're fresh. And don't worry about canning it. But if you want, it works.
Yeah, it works if you want to do it.
So there you go.
Alrighty. Well,
Have a
thanks
good day.
for going on this little adventure with us, guys. We'll see you around.
Bye.